Hey guys, Westy on the mic here.
All right. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining me for another Elite multiplayer battle. In this one, we're going to be going to Owlwood, Northern Lights, and Grizzly Gulch. Looks like we're ending with a few par fours there. That's always fun. In this matchup, we will have OB10, and we will also have Foster Kid. Second time we've seen Foster Kid in the last couple days. Both these guys are very tough competitors, and we have our work cut out for us. So on this play, I have a safer glide skip rive line, but I opted to go with my roll glide rive, and I didn't quite give it enough angle on the roller. The goal with that shot is to get it to get around those trees and then curl down that hill and then possibly give you a look for eagle like OB10 got, and he might have got it on a skip shot. His line looks pretty amazing. Anyway, once I went out of bounds there, it just became about saving par. And now I'm going to be in a hole, so it's just limiting how deep that is. And yeah, saved the par. Not super excited about it. That's a hole that often gives me some fits, but I thought I kind of worked out the wrinkles recently. So here we have Owlwood 5. I'm throwing my glide roll rive again. I clipped these branches, but I know I'm going to still get up in a pretty good spot. Here I am 43 feet from the basket, just a putt, and we get a birdie. Both of the other guys on the card do as well, so I'm still behind. For our third hole, we have Owlwood hole 1. This one's a pretty simple par 3. This one's a little bit tricky. I need to give it a little Anheuser. Again, glide roll rive. 3 holes in a row with that. Kind of a workhorse. I did leave it a little bit short. This is a range I feel good with, as I've said before. On the top of that power band and the top of my disc lining up, that's kind of my 80-foot power, measurement there. And I just did a little bit less than that headwind to compensated for that, so pretty easy birdie save. This hole I really like. It's a fun one. In this wind, I disc up from the AR musket to the accurate glide PD, as I feel like this just gets me up a little bit closer. Otherwise, I am dealing with a lot of throw-ins from kind of the 60 to 90 feet range. If you use the musket in a wind that's pushing you away from the basket, which is okay, but on this hole I prefer not to risk it. It looks like OB10 did, and he ended up carding the par. He made the save from the drop zone. Here's Northern Lights 9. I do like this one. I think it's a great par 3. I like using the glide skip glow breaker. I like having a small chance for ace if I play the wind right. Oh. Unfortunately, I did not play the wind right, and I got stuck behind this rock. Let's see if I can account for where I am and make this throw in. Pretty good about this range. Oh, I clipped the rock and, barely gained any ground there. So that's a bummer. Tough to gain ground when you're doing silly things like that. Regardless, High in the Chains did get the par save, so that's good. I'm still 2 back of Foster Kid and 1 back of OB10. So we'll see what kind of magic we have up our sleeves. This is a very interesting wind on what can turn into a tricky hole pretty quick. That T sign on the right, there are some hit markers there, so if you slide over to the right, that is something you can hit. I have done that in an event before, unfortunately. So we roll out. That is a pretty fortunate rollout because getting stuck right behind those buildings can be kind of tricky. You can throw through them if you're right next to them, but if you're not quite that close, it's kind of a rough spot. Very, very unfortunate ground play. Could have been even worse. Could have crossed that OB line. This 84 feet into the 3 wind is kind of messing with me. I really don't want to go long. I know I have to lay up a little bit, but I lay up way too much. And I end up with the par. After probably being in the best spot after the drive, it's kind of a bummer. And OB10 had even more trouble. He ends up with a bogey. So Foster Kid now has a 3-stroke lead and can try to cruise in ahead of us. We have 3 Grizzly Gulch par 4s. And man, I just overturned it. This was one of the first matches of the day for me, and I'm just really not hitting my lines well. On this one, I'm just going to get up there for birdie. I know I have very little chance no matter what disc I use. But anyway, here we are. And I'm back in 3rd place again, solo 3rd. Let's see if I can make it up on either of the next 2 holes. This one, Grizzly Gulch 6, there are really 3 options. I like to go around to the right, and I use my glide, skip, rive in most winds. This gets me, as you can see, in a pretty safe spot. I keep hoping that one of these days I'll get the perfect ground play and I'll skip right in for the ace. It was not to be this time, and it does not look like I'm going to gain any ground as they both got in for their eagles as well. So that leaves us one hole left. I believe it's Grizzly Gulch 8 to try to save just some points from this match. One win makes it pretty tricky. We'll see what we can do. My aggressive play does involve the glide skip rive. I turned it too much. I'd like to bounce a little bit further left and, get up there close. The distance is very hard to read, at least for me on this hole, just because it's way longer than it appears. Even though it's 187, I'm going to use my accurate roll musket, aim a little bit to the right and try to hyzer it in there and just hope for the best. Oh, sweet. Sunk it. Very fun make. Saved at least something out of that match, and it feels great to end on a shot like that. Here's Foster Kid again. His player level has now gone over his rating like we figured it might. Again, he bags the 3 sapphires, very rare and unique there. It's pretty cool. Also 2 Zeuses, including that cool Friday Night Flights. He's got a couple winter stamp discs that are really cool, and then he has that awesome top 25 musket. Very cool bag for him. Then we have Obi-10, player level 1250. He's been at it for a long time. He has 2 of the very cool Global League top 100 stamp discs, the Iki Roll musket, and he has a couple sweet winter stamp putters, including that new winter color Hope. And yeah, fun bag for him as well. Very fun match against these guys. Wish I'd done a little bit better today, but that's how it goes. Thanks for watching.